Hello, ladies, and welcome to our experiential call of the month of grounding. I am super thrilled. I have some really wonderful questions that I'm planning on taking you through today. That is going to be a great, I think, a very powerful wrap up for you for the year and set you up to go into 2023. So before we do that, let's go ahead and get centered. And go ahead and close your eyes. Take a moment to get centered with your breathing. Taking in breaths that are even at a nice pace for yourself. And just feel that beautiful, divine, loving light shining through, illuminating every cell in your body, bringing expansion to every cell, bringing love to every cell, and bringing an anchored grounding to every cell as you allow yourself to receive. And as you exhale, let go of any stress. Just let it all go. This is a busy time. And if you've been working all day, you might have had some stress within your day. Or no matter what you've been doing, just allow yourself to let it go. Imagine this beautiful breath that you're taking in, this God breath that is breathing you. Imagine it like a river, a stream of pure light, of truth. And as it flows through your body, it brings grace, it brings ease. And allow yourself to receive that grace and ease, letting it flow through, clear out, getting in every nook and cranny. This may be the only time today that you've actually taken a minute or two for yourself. So allow your body to relax, feel your shoulders dropping down, feel your mind calming. And as you take that next breath in, just allow whatever wants to surface for you to surface, an intention for this call. Trusting that whatever is in your best and highest good will come to the surface. Knowing that God is right here, right now, giving you new ways to see things, new perspectives, an expansive mindset, so that you can move into this next month, this next year, with an awesome vitality, with a clarity, with a pride, with a knowing, with an owning of your magnificent self. And allowing yourself to feel the goodness of God breathing down upon you. Imagine a beautiful dome of his love surrounding you, surrounding our circle, surrounding this call. Whether you're on this call live or whether you're listening to the replay, just knowing that God is right here, right now, that we are all united. We are all united in living our best lives, in living a life that represents God's goodness, God's grace, really living into our gifts and our talents. And as you live into your gifts, giving them away, really being that light for God that shines and brings joy and happiness, not only to yourself as you allow yourself to receive it, but to everyone who is around you. And just imagine that streaming out, sending it to your sisters, and giving yourself a big hug in acknowledgement of giving yourself this time, honoring yourself for being present, for having the desire to grow, for having the desire to become the best version of you. And as you come into this call today, come in with an open mind, an expansive mind, and a curious mind. And we just thank God for this time and for what this call will bring. And sending out beautiful prayers. Think about somebody in your life that needs a prayer and send a beautiful prayer to them. Stream of love, a stream of light, perhaps asking that God's favor pour upon them, whatever it is for you that feels like the right thing to pray for that person. Just send it their way. And now gently coming back into this moment, we thank God for this time together. And so it is, amen. Gently opening up your eyes. And as you come into the call, go ahead and write down something that you feel grateful for and write down your intention for this time today. All right. And if you can put it in the chat, something that you'd like to share, I would love to hold that for you. All right. Okay, I know you're typing something. I just can't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Melissa, my intention is to have peace. Yes, peace. Peace with yourself today. And I will be holding that for you as well. Yes. I would say that's a great place to always be aspiring to get to, right? Because in that place of peace, we always, it's easier to access God's wisdom in that place and to feel more relaxed. So great. That's beautiful. All right. So today, ladies, I am thrilled to be bringing you this experiential call for grounding. And this is the month that we are in the pillar of connecting to God's breath, connecting to his essence. You know, that's really what is breathing us and what is anchoring us. And when we build on that, it's the rock, right? When we build on God, it's the rock. And so no matter what comes our way, if we are firm with that, if we are able to connect with that, which in the lesson I had given you a breathing technique to really connect with it. And when you do that, it helps to bring you back to center. And so this is something to practice. We have been practicing things that don't always serve us all of our life, for decades, most of us. And so if we want to shift, if we want to change direction, then it's all about creating the new patterns, the new behaviors. And that takes time, right? It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So whatever structure you can put in place to remind yourself of these new patterns, that's something that you'll want to consider, and to just be patient with yourself, be patient and compassionate. So here we are. It is almost the end of the year, literally so hard to believe. Today is the 21st, 10 days until the end of the year. And so typically at the end of a year, we really, a lot of us don't take the time to look back and celebrate things. Whenever we go through, if you look at a year, the end of a year, similar to when you're graduating from, whether that be middle school, high school, college, graduate school, there's a ceremony of sorts, right? There's a ceremony to acknowledge what you've done, how far you've come. And a lot of us have a tendency when the end of the year comes to just think about all that we didn't get done. All the things we thought we were going to do and we didn't do. And we have that tendency to look at that. And so today I want to take you through and give you the opportunity to really acknowledge, as you look back over the year, to acknowledge things that you can celebrate. And so I have several questions that I want to be asking you. So you want to have your journal ready. And I'm going to start you off. The first question is, what successes have you had this year that you're celebrating? And I'm going to give you 3 minutes to think about this and write down as many as you can think of. And when I refer to successes, I want you to also think about emotional successes, new ways of thinking, because that is a big part of your success as well. Maybe relationships that improved, whatever it is that you consider a success. And I'm going to put a little bit of music on. Okay, and then I just want you to give me a thumbs up if you, oops, this is, all right, we got to skip the ad here. It doesn't normally come on with an ad, so. Okay, just a thumbs up if you can hear the music. No? Now you can. Okay, good. Great. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple more minutes just to continue on that list that you're making of what you're celebrating this year. And if you're watching this in the replay, you may want to pause the video right now and go back and look at your calendar. And if you're live with me now, you can also do that after the call is over. You can go back and look at the calendar. And that often is a great reminder of things that you don't even remember, you don't even recall, that are really wonderful ways to celebrate the year. Okay. All right. 30 more seconds and then I'll move into the next question. All right. Okay, so if you want to share something that you're really proud of that happened for you this year, go ahead and type it into the chat. It's always fun to share, and then you own it, you claim it. Okay. Let's see, I've got to move this over. Oh, transition to a new job and let go of an unhealthy relationship. Those are two big things. Definitely. Yes, that's wonderful, Melissa. Wonderful. Such a great acknowledgement. Those are big transitions, big transitions. All right. So I want to also give you a fun thing to do, a tool that I just learned about, and it is called a success jar. So for next year, you can set yourself up for acknowledging your successes by creating a jar. You can put something artsy on it, that it's a fun thing to look at, so that every time something happens throughout the year that you consider a success, you write it down on a piece of paper and you put it in the jar. And then on those days where you're not feeling so hot, you can go to your success jar and you can pull something out or multiple things out and remind yourself of those successes that you've had. And that will help to shift you out of a funky place or feel, whatever might be going on for you, but to acknowledge something wonderful that's happened for you. All right. And then the second question that I want to have you all address is that when you think about all these things that you just wrote down that are successes, what created that good? Was there something you did? Was there a new way of thinking? We want to anchor what we've done with an acknowledgement of how we got there. So what created that good? What was the mindset? What was the strategy? What were the thoughts that helped you move forward? And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to work on this, and I'll put the music back on for you. Okay. All right. And again, if you want to share something in particular that you feel really helped you, then you can go ahead and chat that in. This is, it really is important that you reflect on what it was that brought you. Maybe it was that you made a decision. You just decided, I'm doing this. Maybe it was you got support, that you enlisted a friend for accountability, or maybe it's that you had just a different way of thinking about something that was an aha for you, that you were able to move into then. So there's lots of things that that could cause us to have a new experience. But if we want to keep repeating that, then we want to know, okay, if I want to move forward in my life, then this is what I did last time. And this is how I approached it last time. And so that gives you the cellular memory of it, the cellular memory. Okay. And so the third question is, what would I have loved more of? What would I have loved more of this last year? So think about that. Would you have liked more time? Would you have liked more, more time to exercise, more time to vacation with your family, or by yourself, or just think about that. What would I have liked more of? Oh, and I love this. Okay, Melissa, what helped me? Lots of things. Mindset, of giving myself more grace. Beautiful. Not just think, but do. If I want something, letting go of what other opinions are of me. That's a big one. That is a big one. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. I think we can all relate to that. I know I certainly can as well. All right, let me put the music back on. Give you a couple of minutes to think about, what would I have loved more of? When I look back over the year, what would I have loved more of? Okay. 30 more seconds. Maybe you wanted more time for yourself. A lot of times people feel guilty taking time for themselves. We're so programmed as women to be there for everybody else. And there's an element that can come into play when we do take time for ourselves, thinking that, oh, is this selfish to do? It's a common thing that I hear from a lot of people. So it's never selfish to put your mask on first. Never selfish to replenish when you need it. So let's see. Okay, Melissa, more time to exercise. I can agree with you on that. It would be fantastic to have more time to exercise, time in nature. Yes, more adventure, and more quality time with your children. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. So this is really great, because for those of you who are listening to the replay, as we head into the next year, and as for you, Melissa, live with me, you want to think about, okay, if these are things I want more of, we actually are in charge of our calendar. And so when you're looking at a calendar, we can decide what are the big rocks that we want to put on that calendar, meaning what are the things that are most important to me. So you want to put those things on first, time with your kids, or time out in nature, time to exercise, time to have more adventures, whatever that is for you. You can literally calendarize it. And then you see the flow of it. That's, every year I get a big calendar and I decide, okay, a really big one that you put up on your wall, shows all the months. And then you can see the flow. What do I want to do in this month? What do I want to do here? Where do I want time off? Because otherwise we will let outside forces control us, time control us. And of course, yes, there's always going to be those things that will come in that will require you to shift. But if you are able to really look at, okay, you know what, this is, going to be an important birthday for somebody that you love. I want to make sure that I'm available on that day or that weekend or whatever you want to do for that. Or I want to make sure that I put time aside to be out more in nature or to exercise. And then you literally put it on your planner and then you see how that feels. And if you've never done that before, I invite you to do that, because it's a wonderful way to look at the flow of your life. And you can look at it and think, ooh, how does this feel to me? And feel into it. Does it feel like too much time here? Or does it feel like not enough time here? And then that'll help you to really tune in to what feels good to you as far as how you're going to live your life. Okay, beautiful. All right. So the next thing that you're going to be looking at is, what would I have loved less of this year? What would I have loved less of? And again, that could be work related. It could be family related. It can be certain way of thinking. It can be emotions, really look at everything. And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do that. Okay. Thinking about what would I have loved less of? What would I have loved less of? Again, the importance of this is obvious, so that as you move into the new year, you have an intention of what you want less of. All right. And, okay, let's see. Thank you, Melissa. Less disrespect from others, less sadness, less tears, less guilt over what I can't control, less time dwelling on things and people I can't control. Yeah. Thank you. That's a vulnerable share. Thank you. That's really beautiful and honest. And I think it all speaks to that inner strength that you're developing and that inner connection and that grounding, more of really knowing who you are, the truth of who you are, and letting go of those parts. And we all have them. We all have them. So it's really is a good time of year to look at letting go of the parts of us that aren't supporting our most magnificent self. And we all have patterns. We all are used to responding in certain ways. So doing this work, again, I'm really proud of you, really proud of all of you for noticing what you're noticing those things that don't serve you, don't support you, and continuing your journey and continuing your path of pulling back the layers so that as you move forward, it's less of the things that don't serve you, and then stepping more into that grounded place of really being connected to your strength, your courage, the power that's breathing you, which is that place where you are light. You are light and you are shining. And it's in that space that, love and fear, fear can't exist where there is love. And when you allow yourself to feel that love of God flowing through you, that is a beautiful God bomb, BALM, right? And so as that flows through you, it just feels so good. It's like you're sinking into a warm bath on a cold day and being cocooned in it. And that's exactly how it feels when we allow ourselves to have the love of God flow through us. And that then is when we really understand self-love, because we feel that love from God, and that love is ourself. Really, that's the essence of our true inner self. So good, really great to acknowledge those things. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so our next question: what did I learn about myself this year? What did I learn about myself this year? And I'm going to give you 3 minutes to think about that, reflect on it, bring the music back on. What did you learn about yourself this year? Give you one more minute. Beautiful. Okay, I love this music. I hope you all like it. It's Journey of the Wind by Ashton Gleckman. And I just find it's really uplifting to reflect, to have a space to reflect in. Okay, I'm loved for who I am. Yes, yes, yes. I am enough the way God made me. Absolutely. I can do hard things. I am love and light to others. Oh, yes, you are, Melissa. Yes, you are. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Big things to learn. Big things to learn. And I mean, life-changing things to learn. Really life-changing. Okay. And so the next question might seem similar, but there is an element of owning things a little bit more. Learning is more of a curiosity. What did I learn? So this next question is, what am I proud of? What am I proud of? Here's, a lot of us are raised to be humble. A lot of us are raised not to, we think it's boasting if we talk about something we're proud of, but it's really the word praise. Within the word praise, which is, you're praising yourself, you're proud of yourself for something. Within the word praise is the word raise. You're raising your energy, you're raising your mood, you're raising your feelings about yourself, which is important. So, what are you proud of? What are you proud of? I'll give you a couple of minutes for that. Okay. And again, for those of you watching the replay, if you want to stop at any point to give yourself a little bit more time, feel free to do that. You don't want to rush through these things. Okay, so let's see what you're proud of. Proud of the way I handled my daughter living with her dad. Yeah, that's a big thing. That's a big change. For being a light when things got stressful at work, and for being someone that others look to for guidance. Yeah. those are all big things. God gives us talents. Talents are things that we work more for, and he gives us gifts. And those are things that we just don't even have to work at, that we don't have to try to be. They're just a gift that God has given us. And what they really are is these gifts, they're not for us. They're for us to give away. They're for us to give away. And so I love what you shared here, Melissa, that being a light and being somebody that can be a light bearer for others and a source of guidance, things that come natural for you to be for other people, that you're giving that gift that you have to somebody else to improve their life. That's really what a gift is about. Oh my gosh, I heard an acronym for gift. Oh, what was it? It was something like God's intended future treasures. Something, I think I'll have to go back and look at it to make sure, but that's what a gift is, because it's an intended treasure for someone else, actually. And so the more we give of our gifts, the more we expand, the more that we actually receive, the more that God feels like, okay, you're giving that. So now I'm going to bring this down and let's see what you do with that. And then you go forward with that. And then he's like, okay, let's bring the next thing down. So use your gifts, ladies. So that's beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So let's take a look at also, when you look at the things that you're proud of, how can you take more of that into the next year, right? How can you look at what you've done, the things you're proud of, and expand on it in the new year? I'll just give you about a minute to think about that. Okay. Just going to mute myself because I have to cough. So give me a minute. All right. So beautiful. You can be more open to opportunities to help others and maybe volunteer. Yeah, beautiful. Love that. Love that. And just being open to the opportunities. Who knows what's going to come your way? So that's a really great attitude to have. Really great. Okay. The next question is, what loose ends do I have? What loose ends? As we get near the end of the year, oftentimes we think, oh my gosh, I really wanted to get that done, or I was going to clean out that closet, or I was going to get that recipe book together, or I was going to transfer. A big one for me that that I have to admit and be transparent. Every single year I say that I'm going to take my book that has all of my passwords that have been crossed out and new ones there. And it takes me 5 minutes just to figure out which one is the right one. Okay. Every year, I even have the book to transfer it into. So this year, I'm going to state it right here. I'm going to claim it. I'm doing it. So what is it for you? What loose ends do you have that you want to take care of before the end of the year? And as you look at these things, it's important to decide, is this still important to me? It used to be important that I clean up my garage, and now it's not as much of a priority for me. What, as you're looking at your list, asking yourself that question, is this still a priority for me or not? And if it is, then you want to put a by when, right? You want to put a date next to it. Otherwise, another year will go by, right? So you want to put a date by when you're going to do that. And if it's something that you no longer want to do, then you want to take it off your list. And then, because if there's something on there and it's just nagging at us and we keep looking at it, then our energy is leaking. So this will complete the loop, and you make a decision about that. Okay. So you may want to take some time. Again, if you're with me live, then you might want to, after the call, you might want to, Melissa, just take a look at what time frames I want to give to this. And if you're listening to the replay, then you can pause and take the time needed to really put some dates and times on it. Okay, so the next question is, who helped you get where you are now? Who supported you? And you want to make a list, maybe friends, maybe family, maybe coworkers, maybe bosses, but who helped you get where you're at? Because it'd be really nice to acknowledge them. Maybe you want to send a thank you note, just acknowledging what they did for you. Maybe you want to text, maybe you want to pick up the phone, but whatever way that you want to acknowledge it, it's really, really a nice thing to do. And as you're writing the names down, write out also when you'll do it and how you intend to do it. Do you want to send them a thank you note? Do you want to give them a call? Do you want to send a text? It's a nice way to really kind of wrap up the year, tie a bow around things, and again, give that gift of acknowledgement to those that were of support to you during the year. Okay. All right. Good job. Good job. Good job. Now I want to just take you for a couple of minutes, as coincidentally, next month, we are headed into the pillar of visioning, which is perfect for the beginning of the year. And so, as you did such a beautiful job wrapping up, reflecting, and really looking at what you can be proud of for this year. And, you want to imagine that at the end of next year, what do you want to be looking back at, being proud of, and feeling successful at as well. And again, this isn't strictly about, financial achievement or an award or anything like that. It's also about who you're becoming, And so I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to really look at what it is that I would love. And again, everything that we create in our world is created twice. At first, it's created in our mind, and then it is created out into the world. So that means our thoughts are so important to how we are creating our world. So you want to think about what it is that you would love, and you want to start it out with, I am so happy and grateful now that, and write it in the first person, present tense, as though you already have it. And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes for that. We are going to revisit this next month, but I want you to get a head start on it. And 30 more seconds. Okay, now the next question is, who do I need to be? Who do I need to be? Going into this new year, looking at what I've said I would love to have, what I would love in my life, asking yourself, who do I need to be a match for that? Because we must be at a vibrational match to whatever we would love to have. And so you have spent this year really clearing out a lot of the parts of you that were not in alignment with who you need to be going forward. And so this exercise is also giving you a heads up on the things that you were proud of yourself for. Who were you when you were being, when you look at why you were proud of yourself, what were you doing? Were you standing up for yourself? Were you setting boundaries? Were you really tuning into the best you could be in that moment rather than reacting or overreacting? Were you bold? Were you brave? Were you courageous? Were you kind? Were you compassionate? Who do you need to be in order to be a match to this vision that you have for yourself for 2023? All right, I'm going to give you another minute, 2 minutes for that. And just see yourself acting this way. Thirty more seconds. Just catch your essence. Really see yourself living that life. What is she thinking? How is she standing? How is she showing up for her life, being the most magnificent version of yourself? All right. Woo-hoo, fun. I love that you love this, Melissa. Yes, it's so exciting to really connect with what you would love and who you want to be. And this is giving you a really good idea as you look at this, how you want to, really now we've got 10 days till the new year to be focusing on that. And as I said, we're going right into the next step of this 12 steps to your miracle is the visioning. So you're anchored. You now are going into this vision. We've got a head start with it now. We want to anchor and ground in that vision. And so as you move in, and as I said, we're going to do more of the visioning next month, but at least this gives you an idea of where you want to go, with you next year, and be open, be curious, notice, remember, be aware, look at, if you see something and you're like, oh, wow, I would love that in my life next year. You can always just keep adding to it. That's the fun thing about it. And be looking at, okay, so what doesn't fit with that? I notice that I'm acting this way. Is this a good fit? Is this an alignment with who I'm saying I want to be next year? And so we begin to have an even greater awareness of what that looks like. It's a refinement process. It's like, just keep refining and refining and refining until you become that woman. And so as we end this call today, I think I wanted to ask you, I do want to ask you one other question. And that is, if you had this dream of what you just created, what are 3 feelings that you would have if you were actually living it? And write those 3 feelings down. And when you think about those feelings, are you able to ignite those feelings within yourself? And you want to look at that. And you want to be able to do that, because remember, this is all frequency based. And so if one of them was, oh my gosh, I would feel so fulfilled, then you want to think about something that makes you feel fulfilled. And it doesn't have to be what you're saying that you want. We just want to, we want to bring that emotion into you. So it could be something that's related to something else that you've done, but we're going to do the transference of that emotion. So you want to really connect to those 3 emotions that you would imagine you'd be having if you were living this life, and connecting to them every day. We want to build that frequency in your body, because that is going to create the new patterns, the new behaviors, the new opportunities that are going to come your way, the things that are just going to land in your lap out of the blue, as people say. Where is the blue? It is that you are in this frequency that is just flowing to you. So you want to spend more time in those feelings and just bringing that into your mind, however you can conjure them up with whatever experiences you've had up until now in your life. And as we round out the year, there's this blessing that I found as I was going through some of my papers that I wanted to share with you as we end this year. And that is that you have beautiful eyes to see all things. You have a beautiful heart to feel all things. And God is the light within each of us. God is the light within each of us. So let that light see and feel all the beauty within you, so you can see the truth. So you can see the truth. And if you love God, you love yourself. If you love God, you love yourself. If you allow yourself to know that God is within you, not just outside of you, that, he is absolutely living within you. The Holy Spirit is within you. Jesus is within you. If you connect to that and you understand that that is a beauty, that is you. That is a beauty, that is you. And that's the truth that you're going to ground yourself in as we move forward. All right, ladies. I love this. Okay, Melissa, joy, peace, and excitement. Yes. Yes. I love it. For those of you watching the replay, feel free to email me any of these responses. I want to know. I want to hold it for you and imagine it with you. And I look so forward to being with you next month. And for those of you that I'm doing, having some private sessions with, I look forward to that. And just sending you so much love for a beautiful holiday, beautiful Christmas. Just know how amazing you are. Really allow yourself to soak that in and to let that fill you up and shine out to others. All right. Any questions about it? Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. And yes, that's a reminder of your light and the presence that you are in the world. Always remember that. All right, everybody. So much love to you. Bye now.